Hello, just sitting here watching the video. I'm about to turn off here in a minute. I've had a topic I've been wanting to talk about, and I'm going to go another direction. I've been doing a few videos on relationships and stuff, and some people checked it out, some people have not, and maybe it's not picked up most. And so I decided I'm going to try another. I thought about something that's really I should focus on, and it's around something spiritual. Recently, I was watching a video on this guy named Vocab Malone. This is Vocab Malone. Here's a guy to go around the different, he's a Christian apologist. He goes around and he goes antagonize and try to prove that there's no black Hebrew Israelites. He's going after different individuals. He's going after people like Brother Pastor Kelly. He has picked on people trying to debunk Tail Ministries. He has tried to debunk Dante Forson. He tried to debunk some of the other people who claimly has shown this man biblical scholarship that who black people really are. And this is going to tie into what Kanye West video is, and what's going on with Kanye. So, you got these he's a Christian apologist. He goes on platforms and I've seen him on a few platforms. Some stuff he did was pretty outlandish. One, that he's not only mocking the Hebrew people who truly have evidence and proof that they're Hebrew, that the black people in this country are Hebrews. And it was not just Dante Forson proved this, not that some of the camps have proven this, not that Tail Ministries are moving this, and there's one young brother that I don't know what happened to the channel, Zion Ministry proving this, not that Pastor Kelly is proving this, not that some of the black females who also study the Bible, like Ashonda at Large, Sister E, all these people have proven that black people are the true Jews that are basically. But not only that, it's 7, including the other networks of people that including, but this guy who claimed he thinks he knows. But I'm going to show you another person who I'm going to type up his name, and if he wanted to debate him, he might want to check him out. And I'm going to give you a person that I also, because since he don't want to believe, and he said it himself. Now, Bishop Gathers is not the kind of person that get into a race bait thing, political thing. He got his own YouTube channel. But this is Bishop Gathers. Now Bishop Gathers is, you see this man right here? This man right here. He said that black people are the true Jews. In one of his statements, he gives a long lecture on and documented fact. I don't know how long he's been in the ministry. He's a world renowned bishop, probably was a pastor. He's been all over, and he tells you about different societies and things that relates to, all cover a whole range of things. But even he says, this man right here said that black people are the Jews. If you could go to some of his global spiritual Revolutionary Media Group. That's his page. So vocab trying to debunk any. He really don't want to believe that black people that come into Revelation that they are the true Hebrews. He don't want to believe that. He don't want to believe. So what he does is, so they have put him to the platform. One platform. So he goes out and I don't know if he try to antagonize them or trying to show them that they're crazy or they try to show them that they're rational. And I believe the camps that he attacked, they know, they read, they study, they must know their Bible really, really well. And to a certain degree, they have the knowledge, and they do. And they have the truth just like the other people do, but it might be differences in different certain belief system or how they wear their fringes, what they believe in polygamy, and then it's different in those like that. But he goes out and attack people, and not only that he attacked people who are in the black Hebrews. He also did some sketch that kind of really was mocking the Muslims that were attacking the Hebrews. And he did some kind of racially offensive, religiously xenophobic video I've ever seen. And I'm surprised anybody who's a Muslim didn't even see that mess and didn't flag that crap. And so he goes around and he got all these videos. And every person he has debated, from Pastor Kelly, who is his brother right here, Pastor Kelly right here, to Dante Forson, all have biblical sound scholarly things that prove who they are, even certain things in history that show that who they are in group. And so he makes the whole tentative trying to go on these platforms, and so they try to have an honest, show him knowledge. Now he really showed his behind when it came to this one particular people. I forgot who I was watching this yesterday, and he pretty much showed his ass. Excuse me. He pretty much they made him like a fool. This guy. Watch what he says.
What Bible do you read, and how do you know it's the right one? There's only one version of the Bible, right? It might surprise you to learn that Bible translations led to many versions of Holy Scripture. Long ago, translators interpreted the Hebrew Bible, ensuring it would be enjoyed in many languages. But
Shalom to the house of Israel, to the 12 tribes, to the Christians. I bid you peace as well. I bid you shalom and the blessings of the Most High upon you. Tonight, I want to have an open invitation to all Christian apologetics. Vocab Malone, Berean TV, Berean reached out on the comments. I'm inviting you all to an open invitation to a debate tonight to show without any shadow of a doubt that the Gospels were originally written in Hebrew. So anyone who has any disputations, as Vocab Malone has shown, he said inaccurately that all of the Gospels were written originally in Greek, and that Yehoshua, or as y'all call him, Jesus the Christ, spoke in Greek, and that the Gospels were originally written in Greek. I cordially invite you tonight to this discussion. As many as you want to join in. I'll pull all of you in at the same time, and we're going to go through the archaeological archaeological and historical evidence found in the land of Israel. We're going to look at the languages. We're going to look at the ancient texts. We're going to have a discussion. And this is for the purposes of edification, because we know we're getting close to the end of times. And this is about getting people's hearts right and getting them ready for the return of Yahushua HaMashiach, the Messiah. So I cordially invite all of you Christian apologetics. You can all come on. And we're going to show you tonight, undoubtedly, that the truth is in the Hebraic word, which belongs to the house of Israel, to the 12 tribes of Israel. We cordially invite you. So spread the word. I want everyone who's watching this video, spread and share the word to Vocab Malone, Berean TV, and any other Christian apologetics. We want to discuss this issue. I'm going to show you, so that there's no shadow of a doubt, to all of the Hebrews who've had a misunderstanding or who've been led astray to actually believe that the Gospels were originally written in Greek, and that's our only resource, and that's the ancient text we're going to show you tonight without a shadow of a doubt. So I want you to share this video, share it on your platforms, let them know tonight, Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that we're going to have a discourse, and we're going to have a discussion that's going to lead to clarity, clarification, understanding, and a unity of belief on what really is true and what the ancient languages were. Whether we should be considering Greek as our ultimate source or Hebrew. So we're going to be looking into that tonight at 9 p.m. tonight. So share this word, share this information. Tell all of them, come on. I'll put them all on together at the same time. Doesn't matter to me. So we want to have this discussion, and may the Most High bless you, to the Yehudim, to the children of Israel, and to the Christians who believe in the Messiah but want to know the truth. We cordially invite you all to be a part of this program tonight. It's going to be groundbreaking.
Now, I will stop it right here. And he was one of them. And they have a whole. It was a whole network. And another group I watch is Rebirth. Rebirth Nation is a other Hebrew group that's very solid in their teachings, and they believe in, like I said, different camps believe in the different sectors among them believe in it, but it's all the same goal. Everybody's ministry is different, and so it ties into what the reason why it ties into what a lot of this what Kanye West was saying about how can he be anti-Semitic when he's really that he is Shemitic, because he's Jewish and he's right. And it's been a big fluctuate, like, oh, he's how can I be against the people, what I am. And like he was saying that he was sorry that he offended the hurt people, the people that was hurt by that, and of course that word DEFCON, that anybody would agree that was wrong for what he said. But he's a hot topic right now. Kanye West is a hot topic right now, but he does mention some truth. But to get back to how this is tied with Vocab Malone. Vocab is a distractor. He's a distractor. He's a person that's trying to. It probably goes back all the way to they try to prove that these people have no connection to the Hebrew. That these black people don't have no connection in America to what's in the scriptures. And there have been all these different individuals who were once Christians. Some of these people that were once Christians, they have developed over time spiritually because they was in the dark at one time, but the Most High has shifted and showed them who they are by the Spirit. And it's a lot of black people are coming into this truth, because when you study the scripture so long, and I believe when you study the Bible so long, you find it starts speaking to you. And some people have found they have reached that level, like Pastor Kelly, Dante, Teo Ministries, and different individuals kind of find out who they really are, and they want to go back, and they basically want to connect where they answer, basically to carry out what God have, the Most High God have for them to do in the earth, is basically to teach and try the best of their ability for each individual to work out their soul salvation. But this guy, Vocab Malone, is making a mockery of it. He's just making a mockery of, and he don't sit down and really have a honestly conversation with them. He just a mockery. He goes on their platform and he's insulting these people and making them sound like they out of their mind, they're crazy, they don't know what they talk about. I have seen him try to tell people, on his video, going to predominantly white audiences and try to tell them that these people are not these black people. They sound like, try to make them sound like they're cult and everything and blah blah blah, and make the scene though. Every black person that discovered the Hebraic roots that they're cult. That just about every. That's what it seemed like to me. He's coming off like that. He's not very being open. And they say, okay, Vocab, if you know the Bible, and he was like the one guy was saying, can you translate this into Hebrew? He didn't want to answer that. He danced around it, and I've been watching it because that's one of the things I've been paying attention. So he danced around it, and so Pastor Kelly, when he was on his net, said the same thing. He showed his part of the knowledge. He's been in the ministry for 20 something years. So, and plus they've been filled with the Father Spirit, and they have gradually came into a season where they've grown in the Spirit. But you got these mockers, some are Christian pathologists. But I'm gonna show you another person. Here's Dante Forson.
Who or what are the seven spirits that are in front of the throne? Well, in Revelation chapter 1, verse 4, John mentions seven spirits which are before his throne, or the throne of God. Well, in order to find that answer, we have to go back to the Old Testament. In Isaiah chapter 11, we're going to see that the seven spirits that are before the throne can be found in verse 2. So Isaiah chapter 11 verse 2 says, "And the Spirit of the Lord shall rest upon him, and the Spirit of wisdom and understanding, the Spirit of counsel and might, the Spirit of knowledge and of the fear of the Lord." So the Spirit of the Lord, the Spirit of wisdom, the Spirit of understanding, the Spirit of counsel, the Spirit of might, the Spirit of knowledge, and the Spirit of the fear of the Lord are the seven spirits. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe.
That's Dante Forreston's voice. So he tried to dispel Dante, and Dante got 5-6 books out there about the Nephilim and different topics. And so he tried to dispel him. Now and Dante proved that there were other people, white scholars, that even acknowledged his information that was correct when it came to the Nephilim and different topics like that. Vocab tried to come against that. So he's a black, Dante's a black man. No one knows what he looks like, but we can only hear his voice. And say with Teo Ministries, we don't know what they look like, but they're black men, I can tell. But at the same time, he tried to debunk. He goes on and tried to argue these people, and he makes a mockery. He think that he's mocking black people who's on it, and what he's wanting to kind of do, he'll have a few black friends that go along with his trick bag game and trying to sit down and tried to make it seem like it's not about race and stuff like that. But it really that it is. He's trying to he's cool and maneuver by his Christianity. This man is mocked, and like I said, he did a sketch with the guy you see on the corner with the outfits, and then he's dressing like a Middle Eastern guy and speaking in Arabic, whatever, and take a thing up and did something like that. It was such a racistly defensive. I'm surprised the video. Anybody see the video that's Muslim or who's Middle Eastern, whatever, they would have gotten pissed. They've been outraged like that, but he don't. For some reason, his channel don't get snatched. For some reason, they allow that to go. But anyway, it was just, so he goes out there trying to make a mockery of all the people who say that they're Hebrews. He makes a big old mockery of it, and he makes it sound like they're loose cannon, so to speak. So that's what he does. And I'm just gonna show you. We'll go back to him. But even what I'm saying is that even Bishop Gathers even said that, and he don't even talk about race and religion. He basically get to the point that he gives you a whole and leads you into who the people look like in the Bible. Even and before he gives you basically it's kind of long, but he put the whole thing together. But yeah, this is something that they try to dispel who they are, and everybody has been people have been proven this, and he's still trying to argue with people. So this is what he did this is Pastor Kelly.
Discovered something that completely caught me by surprise. The Hebrew writings that's on the pews.
On the side of the pews is Hebrew writing. It is a mixture of Hebrew, Latin, right?
I wish I could fully read what they wrote here, and unfortunately, no one's ever has been able to decipher exactly what they say. One thing you can confirm is that it is the Shemitic language.
This is Arabic type of writing. It's amazing that it survived.
I'm not saying that I can read what's on the pews, but I can identify some of those letters.
Kelly Richardson. I'm here in Henrico. I'm going to do a video. And it's going to be all about Richard Katz, the Hebrew on the pews. Just for you.
I can identify some of the letters, put it that way. I'm not going to say I
So he's trying to mock Pastor Kelly. So he come after Pastor Kelly by saying that. And there's other people that even proven that on one guy, his name is let me pull up his name, Benny Binya in Israel. Hope I said. Now this man has an excellent channel. He gives you a narrative on how the ancient kingdoms looked like back then. Gives a clear illustration of the Bible. And he got that narrative voice, man. The dude is really talented. Shout out to his video. But I'm gonna do a short version of it.
Building and protecting wealth is more daunting than ever. Amid global market volatility.
And most high willing, we will keep it simple and so basic that even a 2-year-old can get it. Look at the thing, look at the thing. Work. Look at the thing, look at the thing. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Look at the thing, look at the thing. Work. Look at the thing, look at the thing. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out.
Yah willing, we will make a detailed review of the Ephraim deception, as well as review the history of the Black Rulers of Germany and what this all means for the end times.
Look at the thing, look at the thing. Look at the thing, look at the thing. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Look at the thing, look at the thing. Work. Look at the thing, look at the thing. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out.
$170 BC. But that's being Israel, and he does excellent commentary on history, on how the black Hebrews were spread out over a period of centuries and time, and he actually got the proof and even the narrative, and he is part of Rebirth, which is Rebirth. And they do they all in together. Another person that that they don't really want to acknowledge, and he had some problem with his YouTube channel, is Ron Dalton. Ron Dalton also covered the DNA of the Black Hebrews. And people probably say, well, who is? Some people probably say, who is Ron Dalton? I'm about to show you. But people like Vocab, they don't want to admit the truth. They don't want to. Here's Ron Dalton. He does it. He's like a DNA black man. He's like a black man that is his channel is Hebrews to Negroes. He gives actual fact, actual interviews and everything. They try to stop some things that he was doing. He talks about the DNA, the NIA. This brother, being Israel, he does the historical. Him and Rebirth, they do a historical, visual part of the ancient Hebrews. Then you have the other ones. They have their own different division on how they put the pieces together to show that how they spread out, how the black peoples go from the time up where they were during the time of Christ, before Christ, during the time of Christ. Where did they hit to down in parts coming from the southern Israel into Africa? They do an excellent, but people like Vocab makes a mockery of it, because he don't want to believe that. And how the ancient Israel, he spread over, the black Israel went over into Europe and things. He covers all this. the man covers all. The man covers it all. I mean, it's a half an hour long that talks about the different ones. But so you have Big Yacht Israel, Rebirth, Ron Dalton, Dante Forson, Tail Ministries, and countless of other people who are descendants of the black Hebrews, and many more are finding out the truth, who were probably one time they were probably, and some of these people were in Christianity. The church were. And I'm gonna tell you another person is coming to Revelation. Sister Mona is coming to Revelation. More revelation. The spirit of her, Sister Mona. Because she basically was church. And one day I seen Sister Mona, and I said, okay, Sister Mona she put on her head wrap, and she the Most High started speaking to her, and I was like, whoa. But she kept it biblical, just like everybody else was keeping it biblical, sound doctrine. And so all these black people can't be crazy. What I'm saying, y'all can't be losing their mind. What's going on? So all these people are coming to the revelation of their ancient identity. And you have someone that is a joker, and it even like a Vocab Malone, even use other black people as a joker to debunk who the black Hebrews is. And so what he likes to do, he likes to attack the different camps like IUIC, GMAC, and you having people that's bringing evidence, that's doing research, that's bringing this stuff the past, that's showing how the connection, how the transatlantic slave, what happened before the transatlantic slave, what happened after the transatlantic slave, how did the black people, some in America, some in the diaspora of America, how they became the diaspora, that they became the actual Hebrews of the Bible. And not only that they said it, that said Larry Gathers, who have no connection with any of these ministries, don't even know about it. He brought it up in his own. He brought the same information. And Larry Gathers have Jewish people on his staff. He even said that. And the Jewish people know that they're not. So why is Christian apologists trying to dispel what these other people are saying when they actually pulling out the things about what the actual Jewish people said? And not only there was one guy, he was I don't know what happened to his channel, brother Nathaniel. He's like probably like a bishop now over, and everybody used to see Bishop Nathaniel. He's the white guy that wear the beard, and he would take out a video, and he'd be way out in this secluded area. He was one time a Jew, and he turned to a Christian, and he reason why, and he would tell what as a Jewish man, when he was a Jewish man, raised up Jewish, a bishop, brother Nathaniel, we call himself brother Nathaniel, and years ago, he would do videos and with his priestly robe on. This was a white guy. It was like sit out there and tell his story about how he became Jewish and how it was probably much with the Talmud and all that stuff like that. And I don't know what happened. He eventually, I don't know if it took a channel down or he just faded to light, whatever. But the truth is out there. And so all these people coming with the truth. And this guy Vocab right here, what you see in the yellow, trying to debunk everybody with some Christian stuff that with some outdated Christianity things, that he's trying to debunk that, and that's what and it's a joke. And I don't even see why they even entertain them, because like the proof is already there. And so, and the thing about it, some people, they shut certain people down because they're revealing who black people really are. And that's not dispelling and saying that putting other people down, whether they, because like Bishop Galder said, there are people who are converted Jews, but there are Jews that are Hebrews, and black people are the Hebrews that are Jews. But there are some Jewish people you can convert yourself to being Jew, but the bloodline, what they were saying, according to Larry Gathers, is that the majority of them were black. He even went far. I was even shocked. He even said that Jesus' mother was black. You know, and he said she was, and I forgot he was in school. If you go to the channel and watch it's kind of long. He gives a great demographic of, give you the beginning of the scriptures, and he walk you right through the scriptures. Larry Gathers does, and he's on Facebook too, and he walks you right through it. And when he dropped it, I was like, whoa. So, and he had nothing to do with these other, don't know anything about these people's ministries. He even said, this is a black man that is at a scholarly level, been around the world, probably, and got a whole staff working for him who are Christians and Jews, that confirm and stand on his ground and saying that black people are the people of the book. But even though that there are other people of the book too, but the original people, or the bloodline descended between Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, had my complexion and darker in my features. That's a fact. But see, what happened is people want to paint it the way East people wanted to paint, no matter it probably was in Europe and other places. They wanted them to paint to look like them. But the actuality of the Bible, if he really was curious, the people in that Bible wouldn't look like them. And they even pulled out the scriptures how they're not looking like them, like Lamentations and things like that, and books like that. And so different biblical people, well-known biblical people, had darker hued people that would probably be considered looking like they were black people. That's just a fact. And there's some people who in the Christian community and other communities will find this offensive. Because you know why? Because when it comes to a pigmentation of the skin and the origin of where the people come from, some people look at the people today and says, no way that these black people like a Vocab Malone would not believe that. He would not believe that black people, even though that there's countless of scholars, white, not just black scholars, but white scholars have even proven this. Even some own Jewish people have even written books saying that they're not even Shemitic. Even they were, and they pulled the information out. Use their own writing. Pastor Kelly does this. He shows it people their own writing. Show the video of it, and they still try to debate and debunk him. But about who the people are in the Bible. But when Kanye did that kind of shift, the reason why this thing all over the internet with Kanye, some of the things he said was kind of controversial, is because when he mentioned about his business, he mentioned about about DEFCON to the Jewish something like that. Then he took it as an anti-Semite, and he really did. He said he's sorry that he hurted the people that it offended, but he wasn't sorry for the people that put people in bondage. And I'm going to show you on the video, on my next video, what companies, the reason what Kanye was talking about, who was behind the slavery of African, there were companies that had black people in bondage. I'm going to do a video about that and show you what Kanye was talking. What does he mean he's not going to apologize to the bosses? I'm going to show you what Kanye was talking about, because all this truth need to come out. Now some of the things he said about the Floyd family, I wasn't in agreement with that, but there's some things what he was saying was true. And like I said, he's a grown man, he's a billionaire, he do what he wants to do. But the matter of the fact is that, when a man, and I was listening to the brother, his name is Go Black, it seemed like when it comes to black people, it's like you gotta apologize. They expect you to apologize for being black. You gotta apologize. But when and Pastor Kelly was saying that Donald Trump, and I seen the video on the news that when Donald Trump saying that the Jewish community need to get their act together, no one said anything about him being anti-Semitic. And I said, yeah, he was right, because I seen the video when Donald Trump said that. They had a recording of him saying that. So, but he's not considered anti-Semitic. I mean, but yet they made Kanye apologize. And so, it's not going to affect him. And what he said that was really powerful, he said, that's something when you drop a major clothing line like Gap. Basically, he's like, piss on you. Tell JP Morgan, I don't need your money. I don't need your we won't have to do business, whatever. And if you understand the reason why people like JP Morgan and other companies like that, a whole lot of other black people would take their money out of the banks. Because it's a business, and they want to shut the ones up, even if they try to say, well, I'm not racist and I'm not prejudiced, and they'll go out and hire a black person and say, you see, and do that deflect and reflect. But they have a history of discrimination. They have mortgages on different communities and things, and then it goes all the way back to the time that they funded slavery to owners of slave plantations. So that's their legacy, and so they cared. So they thought that they transformed the racism part into now we'll give blacks, but we'll give black people at a higher mortgage rate. See that, but we use a black face to do it, because we got to cover black people and put black people on the commercial. That's what some of these companies do, and it's like that's what they. So that's what Kanye West was basically saying, because he saw the bullshit, and it's like and enough people will pull their money out of the banks, in which they scared of doing this. More black people get revelation means that it can shake up the whole economy. They want to control and keep people and put one against the other. If they get another black person to dispute what he's saying, and make it seem like he's off his rocker. No, they're okay and blah blah this, but no. It is what it is. But I just wanted to make this video. I mean, hopefully it gets some attention, but it's the title is Vocab Malone, between Vocab Malone and Kanye West and the Hebrew Israelites. And why is it that this happened? Why is it that this man keeps doing this? Because he's paid to be a mockery, to mock people, and they don't want to believe that, because it changed the whole. People like Vocab, it would have to change the whole country, because they're in their mind. And no matter if they can say that they're Christian, because just because you say that you're a Christian, that's another thing people would say. Well, I have a friend of mine a person I know said this one time, and there was a neighbor that was clearly he was a bigot, right? And just because he knew his neighbor, he figured like, I can't believe, Fred would be something like that, because I believe he was a good, godly Christian man. And what happened was, Fred, who's no longer in the land of the living, made a statement one time about someone that a mutual person that they knew, that the guy he threw a little hint like him being Muslim, a dark black Muslim, and I said, oh, he's one of those kind of people that he had to point out the guy's religion. But not only that he was a Muslim, but he was a black Muslim. So I said, oh, and I had and I used to go, but I used to have a feeling about this guy, like something, some people, that they don't make no eye contact with you. You've been over there a couple of times, they don't ever speak to you or nothing like that. And needless to say, and they're good friends. They would kind of bail with the neighborhood, and it's one of the reasons why I stopped going over there. But it goes to show you that just because someone, I say this to say that, to mention this, that just because somebody is a Christian don't mean that they're not prejudiced. There's some Christians that are prejudiced. In fact, Sunday, they say in the world that Sunday is the most segregated time of the year. That's a fact. And a lot of people are walking away from church, particularly Christianity, is because there's not enough people showing to be a true ambassadorship of Yeshua, which is Jesus. They're not showing his nature. They putting on a plane in the air. And so that's why some people, and it doesn't mean that all Christians are doing that, but some people, but the bad Christians make it look bad. And he's so phony about it, So that's what I want to make with this video. But yeah, but it was just this is my opinion, my view of this situation with Vocab Malone and Black YouTube, the Black Hebrews on YouTube, and if he wanted, then he need to talk to Larry Gathers. Larry Gathers will back up everything with Dante, with all these other people been saying, and Larry Gathers, Bishop Larry Gathers, is the most conservative. He likes Trump person. He thinks Trump is the man and everything else. But even he said, as a black man, he was, with all his experience, said the same thing that these other people have said. Bishop Gathers, the picture I showed you, he said the same thing about black people in the Bible. And even though, and some people, he said, and the people were calling his office saying, don't call me anti-Semitic, because I'm preaching truth. That's what he tell people. I'm preaching truth. I'm not. He's not. He got Jewish people on his staff. He says this, and he has to make sure that YouTube don't dox his video. But he got Jewish people on his staff, and he said the same thing. He said the same thing, that these other black folks have been, other people who are black, come, studying the Bible, coming to revelation of who they are in the Word of God. And there's more people like that come into true revelation on an actual holidays you're supposed to celebrate. Actual holidays, actual things with not to do with, and everything. It's not just making just so black and white, but it's truth. And so, and there's some Christian, they start to understand what it is that right now there's a movement that God is putting on black people to let them know who they are in Him. Has nothing to really do with He's drawn them back to who you are. and breaking the slave mindset of religion and everything, and to come back to the purpose. That's why you seeing so much as Bible, and you're seeing black folks talk some on a certain black sector of YouTube talking about the Bible, Hebrew. From you might see the guys talking in the camps. I believe they mean well, but it's too bad. They need to let the spirit. The only thing with some of the camps, they need to let the spirit talking, not just the book, but let the spirit talk through the book. Not take the attitude of the book. But hey, at least they on the. But the good thing about it is, if they get somebody off of drugs and get them, in their own way, hey, to get them to come to Yeshua HaMashiach, or they call him, his name is Yehoshua, or whatever. It is to get someone, to get them off the gangs. Hey, I'm all for it, man, because there's a lot of lost and hurt people out there, and maybe some of the black people in the inner city don't know until they understand who they are. So maybe to a certain degree they're being used too. So I can't knock that. I can't even knock even some of the camps. They might make me do the right thing, but it's, at least get the people away from the sin. That's the whole purpose of it. Even though, and God can work all, and the Most High can work all that out later on. That's how I look at it. And because even and I'm going to show you something right quick. Before, during my spiritual walk, I got to learn about the scriptures too. I got to learn what this was. I got to learn what this was. I got to learn what this is. This all ties into the word. All this ties into the word. All this ties in with this, ties in with this, ties into the word. And with this, the prayer shawl ties in with this. So that's what all this ties into. And for people are coming to the heritage. Now people from all walks can do this and learn how to do this. It's not just and it's really, when you think about the one scripture about Jew and Gentile, basically the Gentile, which you would consider the Christian, is supposed to be doing this and this along with the Jews. Really, we ain't supposed to be celebrating Christmas. We ain't supposed to be celebrating Halloween. I mean, because I go to church. But we're not supposed to celebrate those things. Dang, man. Celebrate Christmas and things. We're supposed to celebrate. Sorry about that. We're supposed to celebrate those holidays. We're supposed to be celebrating that. That's what we're supposed to be celebrating. Either you are a Christian. Because remember that one scripture in Thessalonians, the branch? That's where Yeshua, that I know is Jesus, trying to get the Jew and the Gentile on the path to come as one. Basically, that's the message. But for the people that is basically drawn back to give the message to do the things that's going by Scripture. And some people, there's certain things that they're going a different way with marriage and fringes and things like that. You know, I let the Holy Spirit deal with them on that. Let God with. But the main thing is to learn that this is the foundation of it. One of the things. Also, hold on. Now, is this? You know what this is? This is a you know, the doorpost that you put over your doorpost. And here is in the post, you put in a prayer. This prayer covers your door. This symbolically symbols the time when death would pass over. The death angel would pass over. They would see the symbolic says of when the children of Israel would put a mark on a blood, and the death angel would go right past the door. And during the time that when it came down to it, the Egyptians died and the Hebrew children didn't. But this is symbolic. This covers when you have this. When you pray, God honors the prayer. And this one time, I'll give you a short brief story. One time, a friend of mine, after we came from the Jewish store, and we could hear the paper rattling once she put it up on the doorpost. We heard the paper rattling in this. So this and this and this, remember, and the prayer shawl is the Hebrew heritage. It's Hebraic heritage, and even Christians should know, because they take part of it when they take on the name of Yeshua, better known as. That's what he's about. He was a Jew, wasn't a Christian. He was a Jew, but you come as one to celebrate him. That's what it's about. Alright then, ladies and gentlemen, that's my little lesson. I hope this didn't bore, and maybe share it with some video. But I just wanted to tie all this in. Why are black people, you've seen this much on the video, and why you have people mocking, like Vocab Malone mocking it. Why I believe why he's mocking it. Because people coming to the truth. Alright then, you guys be blessed and take care.